Now it's time for a chat about things tech and things online. Jamila is here, so it must be pods and blogs. Jamila, what do you have?
We are indeed. I have a colleague who appears to be at a wedding every weekend at the moment. She's been very busy.
It's all right getting lots of time off, but think of the wedding list and the presents that woman has to buy.
I can't imagine. So she must be a very good friend indeed to these people. It's only a good thing. I guess we're spreading a little love, but it means then it's an apt time for Virtual Reality Style magazine to list the top 10 places in Second Life to have your wedding, and that's whoever and whatever you are. Eddi Haskell is a well-known photographer and avatar in Second Life.
I actually can perform weddings in the state of Florida as an ordained minister.
So do you have to perform these ceremonies twice, or does it stand in Second Life?
There is no real-world validity if you perform a wedding in Second Life and marry people and proclaim them in front of the congregation. I don't think that marriage is transferable to any country or any state. I may be wrong, but it does open up a whole world of possibilities. One thing about Second Life, which is interesting, is a number of unconventional marriages. There are not only humans in Second Life, there are humans in the shape of furries. That's what they're called. Unconventional avatars like animals. And I have to admit I was a little bit taken aback when two wolves asked me to marry them. For some people, it's an online computer game. But for many people, there have been many deep relationships formed in Second Life. For most of the people who I have married, it's not a computer game. There are some real feelings.
No.
27% of the female avatars in Second Life were really men in the first world, and 13% of the men were women. I know people who have met their spouses in the real world, and it turned out their spouses were the opposite sex of their avatar. Mm-hmm. This does happen. And it's a caveat, or you just, anybody who is doing this in a virtual world and falling in love, you have to realize that it is not reality per se. You can role play, you can create things. If you do meet in the real world, many people are disappointed, but you really have to prepare yourself for a shock, or you just have to realize this is a Second Life for many people.
Second Life.
So, Eddi, you've been involved in the magazine edition with the top places to get married. If you had to pick one, what is your favourite place within Second Life? And can you describe it for maybe some of us who haven't had a chance to see that?
Oh, I could not possibly pick one. It would be like asking me if you had to pick the one most beautiful place in the entire world, what would it be? And it would be impossible to do. There are Japanese places. There are wonderful cathedrals. There are love knot weddings. I can't just list one. The Glendow weddings in Glendow is an Irish thing that looks like Ireland. There's a place to have a Shinto wedding, outdoor destinations. You can basically have a wedding in any locale you want.
Phil Asherman, you know there's been an absolute argument in the press this week about wedding lists, whether they are spawn of the devil or whether they're very, very sensible. I don't know where you are on that.
I suppose it depends. I mean, where you are could count. If you are there virtually, it costs you very little, I guess.
I think I only want to go to virtual weddings in the future.
There you go, nice
Clearly
and easy.
Going to save the race for me.
Well, dearly beloved listeners, I think it's time for our union to come to an end this week, but I'm sure we can get back together next week, of course. In the meantime, if you'd like to let me know about podcasts, blogs, or other entities online that you love, I'd love to hear about it. You can drop me a line at podsandblogs@bbc.co.uk, or give me a nudge and we can have a chat about it on Twitter, where you find me as Pods and Blogs.